Imagine going through your adult life unable to read or write. Tonight, we introduce you to Robert Trevino, who dropped out of school in 5th grade to help feed his family. Now, decades later, he's finally learning to read and hopes to help others to do the same. Adult illiteracy is a national problem, but here's a stat that surprised us. In America's 4th largest city of Houston, 1 in 3 adults is functionally illiterate. ABC's Zohreen Shah reports.
I always watch out for markers, to get where I need to go, because I don't know names of streets or nothing. Remember the AutoZone, the Jack in the Box, and the muffler shop has been there for years, so I know I got to make a right to turn to my job. Not knowing how to read and write yet, but I'm going to get there one day. And, that is my goal. Every school that I went to try to learn how to read and write, they didn't want to help me because they told me I was too far behind and they couldn't help me.
Robert Trevino dropped out of school in 5th grade. He got a job to help his mother put food on the table. But in the process, he sacrificed his education.
I lost something, but I gained something more. And that's by helping my mom, because she was always my joy. Feet, yeah.
Basic things were a struggle. Then 7 years ago, he got something while watching TV that changed his life.
They had it on TV, on the news, that there's an old lady, and she was 85 years old. She was getting her GED, and she said it's never too late to learn. And that lady became my rock to want to learn again.
That's when Robert found adult literacy education classes, a partnership between Houston's Mayor's Office for Adult Literacy and the Barbara Bush Houston Literacy Foundation.
A cow. I got that one. See, yeah.
He was not alone.
My classmates, when I get all happy and excited and, because it gives me joy, my hands start lifting up and I start doing my hands like this, and they always say, oh, there he goes with the hands, he's going. Yeah.
According to a nationwide literacy study, 8.4 million adults are classified as functionally illiterate, meaning they lack the literacy necessary for coping with most jobs and everyday situations. And an astounding 43 million adults possess low literacy skills. But in Houston alone, America's 4th most populated city and home to over 2.3 million people, 1 in 3 adults is functionally illiterate.
It's a statistic that is clearly unacceptable, and we can do better, and we must do more for them.
1 out of every 3. How? How does that happen?
First, it starts in part by adults not having the skill set to help support their child adequately gain those pre-literacy skills needed for success. Secondly, we don't have an adequate early education program, both high quality early education and vast access. But we are seeing, particularly even in Houston, that in some of our most underserved, economically disadvantaged communities of color, have poorest performing schools. Having a kid come into school 2 years behind and giving them 1 year's worth of education is never going to catch them up. If kids are falling farther and farther behind, they start to lose hope. They become removed. They feel like their only avenue is to drop out. We call it a silent crisis because they don't feel like they have a voice.
The center is a no judgment zone.
They're just individuals that are trying to continue their lives. If they have that mentality that they want to continue, then I know we're doing something right. Literacy is so important. It's so important in lives.
She's a career navigator coach at the Adult Education Center, but just 5 years ago, she was a student.
I can just relate, not just, especially if with my parents, it's hard, for them to go through, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
It's just hard to see these individuals, go through this, through the struggle, because not a lot of people are aware of what people's struggles are, and they're not going to come and tell you, directly their story. They want to feel that trust, and usually that's what we feel, is they're trusting us with their lives.
Currently, the Adult Education Center serves an average of 200 adult students a semester and says they have an over 70% success in students reaching their education goals.
There's so many reasons why someone would want to learn how to read, but is it dangerous to be illiterate?
Yes, I believe it is dangerous, whether it be a documentation or just something that they're signing because someone comes up to you. I mean, this world, it's full of great people, but it's also full of bad people. People that are looking to take advantage of others.
Robert says he experienced that firsthand. He tells us he was behind bars for 2 months after unknowingly confessing to a crime he says he didn't commit.
They kept telling me, I need you to sign this, and I asked them, well, can you read it out to me? Because I don't know what it says. I can't read and write. And the 2 times they told me, sign it if you want to go home. So I said, okay. So I signed it. I didn't know what, and I didn't think nothing about my rights.
Struggles with adult literacy go far beyond Houston.
Even more on a national level.
Houston's mayor committing to helping the residents of his city.
That's systemic. That's not because people are lazy or because they don't want to work or because they're inferior. Hell no. Okay? It's simply because systemically we have left a lot of people behind. And now it's our jobs to do everything we can to help them to catch up.
Catch up and give back.
What's the biggest goal you have that you want to do when you can read perfectly?
Be able to teach others, because something that I never had.
You want to teach people like you?
Yes, and want to tell them, don't be afraid and don't be embarrassed, because I'm not. And I know if I can do it, I know other people can do it. 7. Oh man. And I'm gonna get better, because I want to get better.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.